Welcome back to this crazy journey. This week is very interesting because I got an offer. I really hope that this is one of the last videos that I have to film in this series because I am tired of vlogging, honestly, like for weeks and weeks to be vlogging, or even, yeah, for months now of just like this whole journey, and I have to edit all of this stuff. But putting all of this aside, this week is gonna be pretty interesting because I have to make decisions, kind of, and see if companies want me or stuff like that. So Twitch, I had a phone call yesterday to talk about which organization they would put me in, and apparently it's the monetization one, which is where I worked during the summer. So they don't know which team specifically, but there's like a bunch of teams under that area. I think they're all pretty cool. And today I also have a call with the recruiter from Datadog, and she emailed me yesterday and said there's good news because I went through all their whole interview cycles and everything. So I hope that means that they have an offer. I'm excited for that because I want to see. I'm curious because the other, like the Twitch stuff is San Francisco or like Seattle, West Coast, but then Datadog is New York. Also, I got some more coding assessments, so I have to do those. I think I have to do the Roblox one today, which is funny. Like I would not work at Roblox. Like it's not for me, but I just want to see what the assessment is like. Also TikTok, it's hilarious. Like TikTok actually gave me something. Oh, and some company called Ripple wants me to set up an interview with them for specifically a production engineer, like new grad type of thing. So that's really cool because that's like the work I'm doing now. Well, I just started a few weeks ago. But I think the first thing is just a 30-minute recruiter call. So I scheduled some time for that. And I have a few other companies, like Asana wants to do the final round, but then they're like, oh, we only do it on Tuesdays in October. Oh, and there's also some company named Better. Oh, and Samba Nova Systems that I heard, like I applied for. I don't even know what they do. I just applied because there's this website called Ripple Match, and then I just made an account there like a year ago, and then occasionally they just send me like some companies that might be interesting for me, and then I apply and then see if they like me. And this is just one of those cases. So apparently I liked it enough to apply. I don't remember what it's about. We'll see about that. I'm waiting to hear back from Glean, and I don't know if it's a good sign or a bad sign that today the recruiter added me on LinkedIn. Does that mean that she wants to talk to me, or that she's like wants to say see you later, bye, but let's still stay in touch? Also, I've been really busy with school lately and trying to edit videos that I haven't had time to leak code. And plus I don't have many interviews anyways. Or like I thought they were done, and then a bunch of other companies were like, oh, let's do the first round. And I'm like, this is late. Like you guys are slow. Or I mean, like Netflix literally just opened their thing. So I mean, maybe that would be cool to work in Netflix. Yeah, I don't even have a Netflix account. We would always use my brother's friend's mom's Netflix password. And then they changed it, and then I just never got another account. No, no, I just got rejected by Glean. I'm depressed. I knew it. I knew it was a bad sign that she added me on LinkedIn. We understand this may be disappointing news, but we often have to make very difficult decisions between high caliber candidates. I'm depressed. But also, on a better note, I did actually get an offer from Datadog. I messaged my friend Alexa, who is currently working there, and was like, Alexa, I need to talk to you about this because I want to learn like what is it actually like from someone who's not trying to get me to work there. So it's software engineer position, but they think that I should be on a distributed systems team, which apparently they have a lot of, and I think that's super exciting because that's like where my interests align. And then it will be in New York. So now I have to kind of choose between, do I want to work maybe anywhere with Shopify? Do I want to work in San Francisco or Seattle with Twitch? Or do I want to work in New York with Datadog? Because those are my options right now. And the base salary is $125,000. The RSUs over 4 years is $100,000. So it's like $150 total compensation. But also in the first year you get a $20K sign-on bonus. And you also get $5K gross relocation, like money that you can use to relocate. And yeah, and there's also the start dates are what's like good for me because the two start dates they have are July 11th or August 8th for next summer. So that is much better for me because I wanted to travel for a few months and relax. And they have discretionary paid time off, which is like the same at Twitch or Shopify. Like I think that's what tech companies just like to do. It's like you decide when you want to take time off. But then it's terrible because people don't take enough time off. So yeah, and they have stocks and fitness plans. Like you get $100 a month to spend on fitness stuff. It could be clothes, classes, whatever, and lunch Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. But what I thought was funny is that they have this thing called Party Pups. It's like an all company-wide event that they do every month. And then one of them was like going to a boathouse in Central Park or doing escape rooms or stuff like that. And she said that they're gonna start them up again. Like next month is the first one they've done since COVID happened. So that'll be super cool. So yeah, I think that would be really fun. I don't know. Now I have to decide what do I want to do. I was telling my mom about the offers, and then I said I need to talk to Alexa, and then our Alexa, like our Amazon Alexa thermostat thing went off, and it was so fucking loud. Oh my goodness. And then now I was telling my friends about it, and they're like, Maria, can we have one of your offers? Can you send me the offer letter and I'll sign it myself? Okay. Ignore this situation. I decided to cut my bangs like 2 minutes before a meeting because I don't know, they were getting in my way. So it's been about 2 days since I got the offer from Datadog. I've just been going back and forth, like at different points in time I'm like, oh, for sure I want to go back to Twitch, or for sure I want to go to Datadog, and then I don't know which one to choose. You know when you're in school and you don't know what you like, but then you gravitate towards certain courses, and then those certain courses I have gravitated towards have kind of led me down thinking that I like more of, yeah, like distributed systems, even though my school doesn't have that course, unfortunately, which is like super stupid. But that's why I felt like I want to try production engineering because I think that that's what I would really like. And so far I have been really enjoying it. Wait, I need to babysit my deploy, okay? Let me just deploy some stuff, okay? Continuing on, but I don't know what to do because yeah, people were telling me like, look at like what will you learn, the location, the company, like the culture, like try to compare those two because the compensation is essentially the same for both. But the problem with Twitch is that you can't negotiate, or at least we can't, the returning intern. For Datadog, I think that I could possibly try to negotiate. Like, I have no idea how to negotiate, but someone sent me an article, so I shall read that and try to do it. I don't know. It seems really cool. Datadog seems really interesting. Also on Tuesday, because I didn't know what I was doing with Datadog, I decided to message a few people on LinkedIn that I know who work there and ask them about their experience. And one of them, I did the Facebook ABCS program with him last year. So then he said that, yeah, we should do like a phone call. So then I'm gonna call him today at 4 p.m, so like in an hour, and talk to him about that. Also, something interesting that Alexa said about Datadog's culture is that it's more of a very bottom-up culture, which I didn't understand what that means, but she said basically execs don't push features or deadlines on them. Developers have a lot more control over what they want to work on, which I think is pretty interesting, and that's really cool that you get more like, I don't know, impact with that. But she also said that it's smaller than Shopify. Of course, currently like there's only 2,000 or 3,000 people at Datadog, but I think that's a similar size to Twitch. So I guess, yeah, still I would call it a mid-sized tech company, not a startup. Even though I wanted a startup, I am still sad that I did not get into Glean. I thought I did so well. Like that, I would have taken hands down. Like there wouldn't be any questions. Like if I had gotten into Figma or if I had gotten into Glean, no questions asked would have accepted. But no, now I have to decide. Now I have to be like medium-sized tech company versus medium-sized tech company. This is sad, but it's still good, but still. I wanted to try a startup or like a smaller company, but I'm not good enough yet. So I just had my call with the guy from the ABCS program, and he was so nice, and it was so funny because we were like, wow, it was a whole year ago that we did that. It's been a crazy year, and I was like, yeah, how have you been? And then yeah, he's been interning at Datadog. For him, he's doing a 6-month internship, so he started in May, and he's on the resources team. I was explaining to him like what kind of team that they want to put me on, like a distributed systems team, and he's like, yeah, that's my kind of team, or like he's working on that kind of stuff on his team, so more of managing a platform. So mostly he works with Kafka, Redis, Cassandra, Go, like everything is in Go, and then Kubernetes. And he said that onboarding wasn't bad, and it was pretty fast, like 1 week, like installing stuff, reading documents, that kind of thing. And then he just works on stuff like that his team is doing, so he picks up tickets. And yeah, he said just everyone's super friendly and extroverted. Yeah, the whole vibe of New York, which is so good. And he was like, Maria, how are you gonna decide, like what are you thinking of? And I'm like, I don't know. I think both are great. Like it's two different things. Like continuous issue with me is I don't know what I want to do. Like product stuff like Twitch, or platform stuff like Datadog, distributed systems, or full stack. I don't know. Okay, hello, good morning. Ignore the outfit. It's actually a Twitch sweater and then a Shopify engineering pride like t-shirt. I need to change before I have meetings. I have been struggling like for the past few days thinking about New York versus San Francisco. Like, what do I want? What type of work do I want? Because I feel like I didn't get the chance to experience the full Twitch culture in San Francisco because I didn't go in person. Being in person would have been so cool. But I also have no idea if San Francisco is the type of place I want to live. I don't want my whole life to be centered around tech. Of course, I want to have friends who are in tech, which I do already. It is nice to surround yourself with people who are like that, who are, I don't know, trying to build new things and that kind of stuff. But I also want a life outside of that and not get caught up in like the workaholic type of culture. I think New York is more of my style. Like that's the issue. And my parents are so funny. Like I was talking to them yesterday and they're like, "Oh yeah, don't go to New York, go to San Francisco." And then my dad keeps saying that San Francisco is LA and I'm like, it's not. Like they're two different places. San Francisco and New York are basically the like same prices of apartments and stuff. So I don't know what he's saying. He's like, "Oh, New York is so expensive. San Francisco is also expensive." No difference. Like you can't do that. They're like the same. I even called with my brother and I was like, I don't know what to do. And he's like, just accept both offers for now. And he's like, Maria, you understand that they can just email you and be like, oh, unfortunately, we took away your offer just for no reason. He said, you're not the main character. They have other people, but at least with Datadog, like, you know, it's New York. Like, you know where it is. And it was so cool. I googled where the headquarters is and it's in the building of the New York Times. And I'm like, what the heck? And it's close to Central Park. But then I was also watching videos this morning from people like describing living in SF versus New York. And one of the people was saying that she prefers the Golden Gate Park over Central Park. I feel like there's just more to do in New York. And then SF, it has apparently way worse public transit. Well, the main thing for me is the weather. Like the weather in SF is not what I would have expected from California because it's always foggy apparently and very cold. And it's really hot in like the fall months basically. But New York has 4 seasons, which is what I'm used to because literally Toronto is like slightly north of New York. And I don't know. I just really don't know what to do. Yeah. Today I've just been, for the past hour, like this morning, I've been working on trying to get this Kubernetes controller to work or like test that it's working, and it's not right now. But yeah, I don't know. And I like this type of work. I feel like it's fun to do things with networks and I want to get more into that. And it would have been way better if like Twitch had offered me like what I had asked for, which was like I'm interested in the video org, which has like a mixture of things I like. Because I don't know if what I want is to work on like product stuff. But I did think that it was cool that my team was very mixed. Like you could do a bunch of different things in like many different areas. And I don't think I got to experience it fully, which is why I'm like, oh, am I going to miss out by not having it worked at Twitch full time and got this experience to work on so many different things. It's just I have to choose what's best for me and not like follow what everyone else is doing because I feel like everybody else who I know that's in tech would just like kill to go to San Francisco. Like they all think San Francisco is like the shit, but I don't know. Uh-oh, I did the wrong thing. Oops. Apparently my mistakes are funny because I tried editing a pod YAML when you're supposed to edit the service one. He's like, why did you do this? And then I'm like, I don't know Kubernetes, okay? And he's like, it's okay, it's funny to see this stuff. Okay, I just changed because I have a meeting next with someone from human capital. I don't know, there's some company that reached out to me. I think they are trying to place people at startups, like trying to help engineers find, or like designers and stuff, find jobs at startups. But I just got an email from the recruiter at Twitch saying that if you're placed on the monetization org, then they have your office placements for you. So then that's really good. So I need to text him and ask him about that, or like have a call with him. Yeah, that's good. So they can't tell you which team yet, but at least the office is super important for me at least to decide. So many things happening all at once. It's insane. Yeah, so I just had a chat with a woman from human capital. I have never really talked to VCs ever in my life, so this is cool to learn about it. And like her background, like the woman I was talking to, she's like a few years out of university. She was born and raised in the Bay Area and then went to Harvard for applied math. I can't even believe I'm talking to someone who's like that insane. And She was always interested in computer science. She worked at Adobe as her internship and then got to work at a fashion startup where she got to try on a bunch of hats and learn about funding, and then she became super interested in that. So after she graduated, she worked in tech investment banking. So she basically said that their philosophy is that they want a more proactive approach. Instead of like waiting for people to come to them, they want to like reach out to other people who like might want to start startups in the future or like work at some of the startups in their portfolio and like create a mentorship and create a connection before that. And instead of just like, oh yeah, signing a check and then that's it, you never hear from them again. After I told her about my background, she's like, oh, you're so ambitious and scrappy. I'm like, okay. And she's like, yeah, she's proud of me for like going out there and doing things. And yeah, she's like, oh, it seems like you're more into consumer tech, which I didn't even know was a thing. But apparently, yeah, Shopify and Twitch are more consumer tech. And she's like, what else are you interested in? I was like, oh yeah, fintech, maybe enterprise stuff. Because I asked her to list them out because I didn't know the other ones. And she's like, oh yeah, what size of startup would you want to work at? And for me, it's more like I would want to work at something smaller. Not like seed stage, but more like series A, B, C, D, that kind of thing. Not too big, not too small, like between 30 and 100 people probably. And also something I forgot to mention is that I have a first round recruiter phone call type of thing with Ripple. I do not remember what that company is. To be honest with you, I have no idea. I did their online assessment. Apparently I passed. I don't even remember what the online assessment was. That's just how like foggy my brain is. Like imagine doing a bunch of online assessments, interviews at companies, making YouTube videos, learning stuff at school, like 5 courses at school, and doing work, and it's like, what the fuck, this is too much stuff, and it's just like bad memory. Maybe that's why I can't remember Korean vocabulary. Okay, just texted the recruiter and I was like, hey, which location? And he's like, hello, SF, California. I'm like, great, thanks. So now I know for sure, SF or New York. Okay, so I just got off the phone with the recruiter and I also asked him if he can set me up with someone I can talk to in the monetization org because I didn't get that much experience like learning about the other teams. So I just wanted to know, and he's like, yeah, I'll get back to you on Monday with trying to talk to someone. And so the new base for SF is 133,500 for base salary, and then 41,000 for year 1 bonus, 27,000 for year 2 bonus, and 101,000 for RSUs. Same thing as before, 5% first year, 15% second, 40 and 40 for third and fourth. Now that I know for sure that it's SF and that they're offering me more money, now I either have to negotiate Datadog for something higher, which I was already planning on doing because now I have like, oh, a higher offer. But yeah, I could have said anyways before because also like New York's expensive as well. So yeah, now I have to try to decide. I paired programmed with my teammates on NAT gateways and it was really fun. I like learning from them. They're so knowledgeable. But also like one of the people is newer to the team for a few, like he's been there for a few months. So he was like driving and then I was like asking a bunch of questions and learning, and like because he knows some of the answers but not a lot of like Shopify context. And we had another one of our teammates who's been at Shopify for many years and he was leading us in doing something. So that was pretty fun. And I also figured out what Ripple is. Move money to all corners of the world. A new era of finance. Decentralized. Oh my goodness. Is this me joining another blockchain startup? Oh my god.
Sit on my bed, I got nothing to do. Take out my phone, 1 second, right to you. I'm really bored, please don't ignore. Started as fun, now I randomly know you love rainy days and you still live at home. It's cool to see you're real with me. Oh no, we've never met and things like this never last. But every time you text back, I can't help but reply with hearts in my eyes. 'Cause I think I really like you, but I never say it straight to your face. I think I really like you, but I don't wanna repeat my mistakes. And I guess I'm kinda scared of meeting you in person, 'cause you're really